I look at the world today and I kind of wonder what is our final destination. I love ancient history, I love archaeology and stuff like that. And some of the things I've seen and read about, it always, makes me wonder, like, what happened to civilizations of old? What happened to Atlantis? And why is there a crater? I think it's like in India, or maybe it's not a crater, it's an area in India or somewhere over there where it shows signs that a nuclear weapon was used thousands of years ago because it's radioactive. We are in our hubris of thinking that we are awesome right now, that we know everything. We don't, and that prior civilizations didn't know what they were doing. In terms of technological advancement. There's evidence, and we know whether it's nuclear or other destruction, huge destructions, cycles in the cycle of the Earth, and probably from previous, ages of humankind, if I can call that. And in my world, it's called ages, but I call it ages because I don't know the proper term that somebody else uses. But I look at that and I go, okay, what's our destination right now? We've got all these amazing things happening. We've got Elon Musk and SpaceX, taking us off to Mars. They're going to make it. I'm rooting for them. Like, I want to see that happen. That'd be awesome. But at the same time, we have all these nuclear weapons that we could just annihilate each other with. And even without those, we have biological weapons. And we also have the weapon of the mind. The weapon of the mind where we don't give a shit about what happens to somebody else, as long as it isn't in our country or our neighborhood or our house. So, when we don't care about other countries that go to war, or when other people are dying of famine, what are we doing? We are a spaceship of one. We are the last fucking spaceship that we know of. Whether or not you want to believe in extraterrestrials or whatever, this is it for us right now. Because I don't see anybody else landing and offering a hand. So it's us, so what are we going to do? I think we have some serious things that we need to fix. If we look at all the conflicts in the world, the wars, the verbal arguments that you'll see people get into, with the road rage, the social media cesspool that is out there. What people are willing to say to each other when they don't have to do it face to face. I think that's one of the downsides of technology, is that we kind of abdicated communication to emails and text messages rather than actually picking up the phone and at least hearing somebody's voice. Because when you can hear the inflection in someone's voice, that's what matters. When you hear the inflection in the voice where somebody's saying, "Please help me," that's a lot. That's the humanity in that voice that you don't get when you get an email that says, "Please help me." We lose a lot in terms of our humanity when we remove ourselves through the use of technology. So that's something that we should, and by our rapid and widespread deployment of technology, I think that's one of the reasons it has made it so much worse. On the one hand, communication and information has just been much more accessible on a global scale with the advancement of technology. It has an awesome side to it. But wouldn't it be nice if we could use the technology to just be supportive of people and not use it for destructive means? I mean, we are separating ourselves from who we are. And when we do that, we get in a real dangerous place where it would be very easy for us to get in a situation where things go awry. Because we screw up all the time. We screw up with technology. We're going to screw up with robotics and artificial intelligence. We're going to do it. That's how you learn. You learn through failure. So things are going to go wrong. And what's going to happen when failures happen in AI and robotics? And who's programming these? Humans are programming them. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. So every time we rely on technology more and more, and abdicate our personal responsibility in how the world works and how we communicate, we're just heading down a death spiral, in my opinion. So we've got to look at what we want as a long-term goal, because otherwise we're going to end up being crushed in dust. And 10,000 years from now, a future civilization, the few that remain, they'll build another civilization. They'll be like, I wonder what, the archaeologists of 10,000 years from now will be like, it looks like they had some kind of technology and they won't know what the hell a robot is. Or they'll be like, well, they couldn't have robots back then. Nobody had that technology back then. Only we know how to build robots. See, it's in our hubris that we believe that we are the first to do anything, that we are the first that have only gotten to this stage in human evolution. And that's a real dangerous place to be because we make mistakes. So we need to be careful.